Hi everybody, welcome back to the shop. Welcome to another live stream here at EP3D. I'm your host Matthew, and in front of me behind you is my producer wife Emily. Say hello.
Hello.
She is going to be doing all the behind the scenes stuff and relaying your chat messages in my direction. So chat away, and any questions you have, she will ask me for you, or she will relay your message. Yes. So we'll let some folks pile in here. I know we had a couple of messages,
We did, and I apologize. I'm not going to be able to do this right. We've gotten Matej
from Slovenia.
From Slovenia, who's hoping that you will show us how to connect the BTT TFT35 SPI on the board and show how to show the config they need for it to work. I can clearly talk today. Wow.
Right. I can show you the config, but I don't currently have that display with me. It is in my Core XY 3D printer, which is otherwise occupied someplace else. But I will.
So cryptic.
I know, right? It's at my place of work, and I'm making an enclosure for it. So we have all the stuff to do that there. So on my whatever bits of time I get there, I could work on it. But yeah. So, but I will show you in the configuration what to change to make it work, because it is a little weird. So I will show you that. And then it should have come with a cable, a little ribbon cable, and plug it in, and if it doesn't turn on, flip the cable around. So, I mean, you can plug it in backwards, it just won't work. So, because it's hard to see, it's a really small connector, it's hard to see how it goes. So, but I will show you in the configuration, no problem. What we have in store for us today.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Back to you.
We have THRL. He says, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, welcome to the show.
Unfortunately, DC's not going to make it today. He's got to miss out tonight.
Sorry, DC.
We're going to miss you for sure.
Yeah, and sorry to everyone for skipping yesterday and postponing it today. I was not feeling good. Had an issue with my neck that I had to get taken care of. So, yeah. What? She's giving me the look.
Baron says, greetings all and happy Mardi Gras.
Oh, hey, Baron, happy Mardi Gras. Sounds like fun. I've never been to Mardi Gras.
Especially down there in Louisiana, that area. That's like...
The weather's nice.
That's got to be a blast.
Yeah, right.
Or crazy, depending on if you like the groups or not.
An alcoholic blast.
I mean, you know. What's your favorite part of Mardi Gras, Baron? Tell us.
Yeah.
We have Dread Pirate Games who says hello.
Hello, Dread Pirate Game.
And says this is Rich.
Oh, hey, Rich, how's it going? Thank you for joining. Yeah, just confused. They're like, who's this person? All right, new people. If you are new, welcome. Hit that like and subscribe. Also, if you're not new, hit that like. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe.
Are you just trying to confuse us, Rich? Did you change your username? I don't know. Ed's here. Ed says, hey, everybody, it's Ed, the old tech guy.
Hey, it's Ed, the old tech guy. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you thought you missed it yesterday. Lucky. We had to postpone it. So welcome. I'm glad you're able to make it. Hopefully we'll be seeing you later tonight. For those of you who don't know who Ed, the old tech guy is, he does like tools, tech, and DIY channel on YouTube. Go check him out. And he does his Tuesday night live stream. Also go check that out. It's always a good time. He has some friends get on stream with him, and they have all sorts of fun conversations about tech tools and whatnot. So give him a check out, give him a look. Very good stuff, very good guy. Amazing energy. I like watching his stuff and joining his live shows. It's always a good time. So
it's like hanging out, just having a drink with a buddy.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Having a juice with a friend.
Ricardo's here. Says, hey there. How are you today, guys?
We're doing great, Ricardo. How are you? Welcome to the show. It's good to see you.
I'm loving all these names. Thank you so much for all of you who keep coming back week after week.
Definitely.
It's so cool to see just the community being built, seeing y'all come in over and over again, getting to see you all, and just kind of making that like connection with you guys. It's our favorite part of the day.
It's definitely the best part. The weeks we actually miss the live stream, it's sad for us because we miss talking to you guys.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And giving you a good show of watching me struggle. Right.
And Ricardo, I think Ricardo, you've been watching live streams almost from the beginning, if I'm remembering right. Like
he's been like a
I think
trooper.
you're one of our original live stream watchers, so we
Yeah.
super appreciate you.
For sure. Also, for those of you who have joined the Discord, thank you. It is amazing. I didn't realize that many people wanted to actually use Discord. I'm sorry for not doing it earlier, but we're developing quite the little community over there. So if you haven't yet, check out the Discord. There, I believe, is a link in the description. Check it out. If there's no link, let me know. Obviously, there's probably something I forgot. So, but yeah, if you haven't yet, check out the Discord. It's lots of fun. It's a good, quick way to get in contact with me. Plus, there's a great community of people on there that are always willing to chat and answer questions and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Rich is just messing with me today.
Yeah.
He's just messing with me. He says he logged into the wrong account, then logged into the right account and asked if that's better.
Okay. Or you could log into both and really feed those analytics.
Really mess with me. You're going to watch me completely stumble all over myself if you do that.
Yeah. I don't think they can get us like we got Drew.
What is going on there?
What?
I'm fidgeting.
I'm fidgeting, yeah. Sorry.
Speaking of Drew says sup.
What's up, Drew?
Yeah, we messed with Drew. I guess
We
this
do.
is payback. Rich commenting on 2 different accounts is payback for us
sure.
confusing Drew.
Yeah.
Almost Machining says howdy.
What's up, Almost Machining? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by.
I think you're new to commenting at least.
New to the stream, I believe. He joined the Discord today.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw him on the
awesome.
Discord today, so.
So we've got Ricardo, Drew, Rich. Rich, I think you're one of our originals too. So we've got like some of our original OGs. We've got some people who just joined today.
We'll have to
Thank
make
you to
like
all
a
of you.
t-shirt with all the names, the OG crew.
Ed says thank you. You're all too kind.
Never. We're not that kind. Okay, maybe we are. I don't know.
No, it's all true.
Oh.
Your stream is amazing, Ed.
Right, it is. Actually, the true OG would be Ed. He was our 10th subscriber. He was 1-0. Back when I used to watch a lot of the Tool Bear, the Dena Tools. Used to watch his live streams a lot, but I don't have that same work schedule, so I can't get on his streams.
I was gonna say it's been a little while.
It's been a long time. Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness, you guys, this is awesome. Everybody's saying hey right now. And I'm so sorry when I'm pronouncing this wrong. Let me know how to say this, and I will probably still mess it up completely like I did the other week. But Matej, I know that's not right.
I don't know.
Our friend from Sylvania says, "Thank you. Looking forward to the config for the display."
We will show you that. We will make that a point. In fact. Boom.
Oof. So Baron says, staying home now that I'm getting older for Mardi Gras. Until recently, parade routes surrounded my area, which meant I couldn't get home unless I left work at 2 p.m. Also had to deal with people parking where they weren't supposed to, like blocking the driveway.
Brutal.
Oof. But the parade route surrounding your area sounds fun. I mean, unless you have to work the next day, but...
Right.
Matthew. Matej is Matthew.
Matthew, okay.
Thank you. I'm going to make a note of that so that I can forget it later.
How would you forget it? It's my name.
Do you know me?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. He's with 2 T's, though.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. Drew says he can sign into multiple accounts and comment if it helps.
There we go.
It's fair.
There we go.
And Donkey Romper.
Donkey Romper.
Still love that name.
That's such a great name.
Love that name. Says, what up?
What's
alien
up?
face. Didn't say alien face, but little alien emoji.
Oh, nice. Nice. He must be from New Mexico.
I don't know, but I love the name.
That's a great name. That's almost as good as Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah. They're both pretty good.
Yeah.
They're equal, I think.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. Rich says it's great. Drew says, at Baron, I saw your post about the fan duct that made me look like it's... Oh, that to me looked like it's wet filament. Try drying it out.
Yeah.
I can't read today. I cannot read today.
It's just some weird under extrusion patterns or what looks like the filament might be blowing out or something. But it should be done, it should be able to be done on the machine itself. I've printed many of them and never really had any issues. So yeah, maybe try a different filament and see what happens. So, or slow down. Because some of those I know, right? Some of those overhangs and the geometry is pushing the limits of what can be done, for sure. But yeah. Is that all for introductions?
The second I say go, somebody's gonna mess it up for you. Yep, see, Drew, right there.
Thank you, Drew.
Drew says, remember, folks, when in doubt, dry it out.
That should be a slogan. That's our new slogan, Drew, okay?
That should be the OG crew shirt.
When in doubt, dry it out.
That's, yeah, maybe not so much.
I mean,
Drew says, slow down. Who is this guy?
Right. Oh my goodness. I would do that, wouldn't I?
So we don't have the little one today, but we're probably just as
terrible.
Just as not with it today as we were.
Man, yeah. After yesterday, I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm feeling much better. So if we apologize if we're not super with it today. So first things first, or second things second. I don't know. What we're doing today, if you haven't figured it out yet, we're putting a BTT Pi mounted inside the chassis here to the Sidewinder X2, and it should work in the X1. I checked the old X1 board, and it's got the same hole pattern for the main board, so it should fit. Give it a try. I left the link for the STL or step file for this in the video description, and thanks to Drew for doing some modifications for it so that if you use an HDMI display, you could actually get the HDMI cord routed through it. My original design didn't have that in mind. So thank you, Drew. Great work, by the way. It looks amazing. So, and this is, I decided to print it in this orange translucent PETG that I have.
What company is that from?
This is Atomic. I put it away. It's really, really cool. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, but it's a really nice filament. Prints really well. The spools are a little large, though. It almost feels like it's more than a kilogram, but...
Drew says, it's a hack job, everyone.
Well, one thing about it being PETG is it's more flexible. Which my PLA one wasn't that flexible, but it's not really holding anything weight-wise up. There's not much weight to this, so.
Oh, Ed.
Oh, Ed.
Ed gave you a super chat. Oh. Said, is this thing working? Ed.
Thank you, Ed. We really appreciate it.
We really appreciate you.
That is amazing, Ed.
Okay, Drew says, when I think about when in doubt, dry it out, says I came out with that a while ago. Had a similar issue. Just once you say it out loud, you're like, Yeah. Rich says, an imposter for sure. And Drew would like to let you know that now that you moved your printer, you better recalibrate it again. Did you see how far his eyes rolled, you guys? Like, wow.
Here you go, Drew. I'm moving it. I don't think it's going to need some recalibration. I don't think it needs it.
Rich would like to know, will this also work with a standard Pi?
Maybe. I think the holes on the big BTT Pi are in a slightly different spot than a standard Pi. Like a Pi 4. I have a Pi 4 over here.
Oh, Ed. You did it again.
Ed, you're too nice. You are too kind, Ed. We really appreciate it. So, well.
Baron says, taken over by pod people. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Right.
Reference. I'm just going to say, not only did he say, whoa, slow down, but he also said that he put something away. So that's 2 now.
Right.
Hey, it's Ray!
Ray, what's
Ray
up, Ray?
says, I made it. I'm late, but I'm here.
Well, thanks for showing up. We appreciate it. To answer your question, it looks like a regular Pi. 3 of the 4 holes line up, so I'd be fine with 3 screws holding it, just fine. So
Drew was given a similar answer. He said you'd have to check the hole locations for the BTT Pi and the R Pi, but I believe they are interchangeable.
They are, yeah. Just 3 of the holes line up instead of 4. They put the 4th hole in a weird spot on the big TreeTech Pi. They flipped the GPIO and the HDMI stuff. It's on a different side, so I don't know if you could, yeah, you understand. Let's put this back somewhere safe. And she stepped away for a second, so I get to do stuff while she stepped away. Huh? Hey. First things first, heat sink's got to go on. Where is, I always forget the alcohol. Oh yeah. Whenever you do this, put a heat sink on anything like the Pies, or if you put your heat sinks on your stepper drivers, clean the surface with some isopropyl alcohol. You never know what kind of sticky residue might have been left from the manufacturing process. That I wouldn't expect it to cause any thermal issues, but the sticky thermal pad that they use may not stick very well, and it might fall off when it gets hot and under heat loads. So, and generally these big TreeTech Pies, they run a little on the warm side, but they give you a very nice sized heat sink to help combat that. So.
Rich says, I'll probably try it out next week. If I do, I'll report back and let you know how the bracket works with the Sidewinder X2 and the Raspberry Pi.
Perfect, thank you. We appreciate that. Wow, so satisfying. And boom. There we go. Heat sinked. Boom. Let's see. First things first, let's get this SD card set up. It's a brand new SD card out of the package, so I hope it works.
Only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out. We're going to get our... what do I need? I need the Raspberry Pi imager. So I'm just going to kind of breeze through loading, getting Klipper on it. For this, it's really simple. I'm going to use the pre-installed Klipper image that Big TreeTech provides, and I have a link to that in the video description. So...
Baron says, in a Dr. McCoy voice, you're a YouTuber, not a mechanic.
Right. First things first, we want to format the card. So this is going to properly format it how we want it. Pick the right, pick the right storage. If you have another drive or external, make sure you pick the right one. I've almost erased my little external drive that I use for storing a bunch of stuff, and that almost gave me a heart attack.
Drew says, checking the specs now. The Big TreeTech Pi is 65 by 85, and the Raspberry Pi 4 is 56 by 85. So same size.
Yep. They generally try to make them about the same form factor.
Ben wants to know, did you see his shout out to us all about on his community page and on Instagram and Facebook?
I did not. I have Instagram notifications on. I have to go back and look, but we did not see that. Sorry. We appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I'll have to go back and make sure that my notifications are turned on. So now that we got the SD card erase, we need to put a operating system on it. So we're going to go use custom. And, oh, I forget where I put this. It is in my drive. 3D printer firmware, Klipper stuff, Big TreeTech CB1, and it is the Klipper version. Open, choose storage, that same one. Next, would you like to apply OS customization settings? No. All existing data, yep, go ahead. And it's going to write the image onto that SD card. And while that goes, we're going to start breaking into this machine and getting some of the stuff done. Yeah. So we're
right out of frame for what you had it in.
I know. I got to flip it around. This is going to be very hard for them to see exactly what's going on.
And if you didn't catch it, that is last week's streams. Oh, that is. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we may not be using that view.
Is it blurry?
Oh, yeah. I haven't switched over to it yet, thank goodness. But.
Okay. Well, there's no contrast to it right now. So, and I could always go back and I don't have it on manual focus. I have it on autofocus because I didn't know where this was going to be. So I kind of plan on having to get up and go change that.
But that is last week's spool holder there.
Yes, this is the one we designed on SolidWorks, and it works fine. I still have to do like guides and stuff like that, but that's next. All right. Rip the bottom of this thing apart. I've had this thing out so many times.
At this point, I'm surprised you put it back on.
Well, it kind of teeters and rocks. Plus, you need the fan. It does need the cooling. The TMC 2100 stepper drivers that they use run really hot, and if they don't have active cooling, you'll start to get.
I mean, it's not Canadian weather,
terrible.
But I hear that people who keep their house at like 70 degrees, it's supposedly like frigid, so it's not exactly hot in here.
Depends on what version of 70 degrees you're talking about.
Fahrenheit, obviously.
Freedom units. All right, and if this is your first time, if you're doing this and it's the first time opening the machine, be careful. There is a wire for the fan that plugs into the main board, and if you just yank on it, you could break it off of the main board. You don't want to do that. All right, did it come in focus yet?
Sort of. Your printer's all out of space, all in a weird spot.
Does it need to be zoomed out?
No, bring it. Stop. Go back. That way.
That's as far as she goes. You can zoom out of the camera.
Well, as soon as it's done, focus breathing will be okay.
Want me to tell it to lock the focus in?
You do
All
that.
right.
You do that.
I will fix the focus, everyone.
While you're at it, you want to tilt it a touch?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's focus breathing really bad. Yeah.
Sorry guys, I could have switched that over so you could see
Bump
it happen,
up the
but
brightness here.
That focus breathing drives me crazy, makes my eyes so angry.
There.
Didn't want to do that to y'all. And then down just a touch. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. There we go. Boy, this is going to be complicated to do while reaching. All right, so what we're going to do is relocate this guy with this bracket so we can mount the Pi inside. Also, power. We need to power it. These big TreeTech Pis can take 24-volt power straight from the power supply, but when you do that, there is a little red jumper on here. Make sure you remove that. If you plug in your 24 volts and you don't remove the jumper, you could fry the board. It's not good for it. So I'm going to do that first. Just pop that jumper out. What I like to do is just plug it into one terminal, flipped around. So I always have it stored on the device it came on, and if I ever need to plug in the USB to power it or whatever.
Whoa. That's 3.
I know, right?
That's 3.
Turning a new leaf here.
Ed says fancy camera work. Bravo.
Thank you, Ed. We try around here. We try. Really, the main excuse for me starting the YouTube channel was just to have an excuse to buy nice cameras. No. It was a bonus to having the YouTube channel. So we're gonna.
Remember back in the days when we were using your what was that camera? Your GoPro
6.
Was it a 6?
Yeah, the GoPro 6 we used, and then my old JVC camcorder has an 80 gigabyte hard drive and a little micro hard drive. But when I bought that in like 2009, man, that thing was pretty slick.
So if you ever go back and watch some of our early videos, that's why they're a little different.
A little different.
A little different.
Oh, it doesn't quite reach. Where is that? Shoot. Yeah, I'm all not with it today. I have a special screwdriver for this. There we go. That one will reach. I highly recommend the iFixit kit is nice, but I do recommend some dedicated hex drivers. Harbor Freight has them for really good deals. Like you don't need Snap-on to work on a 3D printer. You don't need to spend $100 on a set of drivers, you could spend $15 or whatever it costs at Harbor Freight, and you get a decent set of drivers. This one is actually one that came with one of my Anycubic printers. So.
Ed says, can you help me understand why I always blow on the board before I plug them in? Is it Gen X thing? Is it a Gen X thing going back to Nintendo cartridges?
Yes.
I have to make a short on that.
I think it is, yeah.
100%
I do the same
Ed.
thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I've done this once already, messing around with Fitment. There will be a plastic black shroud thing on the bottom side of this that it just kind of pops off. It snaps in place, so you'll have to pop that off. Just FYI, if your setup might look a little different than mine. So we're just gonna move that out of the way.
I think, Ed, it also depends too. Do you do the tap as well? Do you do the poor kid tap? So this is your second, like you're the second user of the cartridge, or did you get the new ones so you just blow on it? I always got the old ones, like the ones that have been beaten already by other kids. So you had to do like the tap to make sure the cartridge was down far enough and all plugged in right.
I remember, so I was a Sega Genesis kid, and my dad got a lot of the games and stuff like that at pawn shops. So yeah, secondhand games. But hey,
They worked. They worked.
Right? That sucker should just.
Baron says, did that on the Atari 2600X. Yep.
Right.
We got Atari downstairs.
We do.
Probably doesn't work anymore, but we got one.
Right, and you should be able to use the screws that held it on. They should be just long enough. So, and you only need 2 of them. And then hopefully you got a couple of extras. I happen to. I recommend on Amazon they have these little screw kits that have all the different various sizes of M3 and M4 and M5 screws. I recommend getting that if you don't have it. Also, the big TreeTech Pi, it uses a 2.5 millimeter screw instead of 3, so the 3 millimeter screw doesn't quite fit, which is a little bit frustrating. Everything else uses 3 millimeter screws.
Ed says, I always got the old ones, cleaning the rust and buildup out.
There you go.
Ed says, and I don't, WEHA drivers? Weehaw. Is that how that is? Okay.
Weehaw, yeah.
Weehaw drivers is what I would overspend on for sure.
Man, but they're nice. We have them at work. We love them. We have the, they bought the Weehaw electrician screwdriver sets because we deal with some high voltage stuff. And so we wanted some nice electrician screwdrivers accessible at our high voltage cabinets.
So. Baron says his first computer was an Atari 400. He's a dino. Rich
Nice.
says my first computer was an Apple.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're halfway done already.
If it helps y'all feel better, my first computer that I ever played on was a Commodore 64. Like back with those old DOS games, you put the floppy disk in and had to command prompt run. Those were the good old days.
We had something like that. I don't know what chip was in it.
So Donald Younger, not sure if we've seen you comment before. Thank you. Welcome in.
Welcome, Donald.
Says, can you update the Sidewinder X1 to today's Klipper standards?
Yes, you can. And the stock board will work. I actually helped a gentleman in Canada, up in near Ontario. I helped him the other day get his X1 running. And I actually have a configuration that should work. So you can message me on Discord and I can get you that configuration if you would like. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go with the 3 screws because I don't want to try to fit that one in the bottom corner there. You don't want to over tighten these because it will strip the plastic. But there, all right. So this, back to the PC here because we're done loading the software or the image. Continue. Take your SD card out.
Drew's talking to Rich.
Put it back in.
Making me switch things here while I'm trying to read.
Sorry.
Come on, man.
Back to the computer. Nice. We're multitasking while that loaded the image.
I don't multitask right now.
I know.
And you're multitasking. Okay. What is going on?
I don't know.
Something you had to have doing with your neck was brain stem replacement or something? You're a different person.
Maybe. Well, the chiropractor was saying that there's 2 vertebrae that were like out opposite of each other pinching my brain, putting pressure on my brainstem, which is probably why I was getting such bad migraines and was in a
No, he replaced your brain.
haze.
You're a different person now.
Right, so once you're done loading the image onto the SD card, you'll remove it and then put it back into your device and then go to it, and it should be the boot drive, or named boot. And there's gonna be a couple of files in here. One, this is for you, Matthew, board environment.
Hey, Drew, would you like to tell us about it?
About it, right? So you'll look down here, uncomment for TFT35 SPI screen. And you'll just take out the number sign, pound sign, hashtag, whatever they call it, and that will enable it to communicate through the SPI bus to the display. So you'll save that.
Drew, I think it was about a 5.5-inch floppy. I think that was what it was.
Right. And then in system.cfg, we'll keep our host name as BTT-Pi, -CB1. You could change your time zone. I'm not going to mess with that. You could change if you have an HDMI display, you could rotate it 90 degrees, whatever. For Wi-Fi, put in your Wi-Fi information.
Ed would like to know, while you're working on your printer, can you please talk with a Scotty from Star Trek accent?
I just
Ed can't print any faster, Captain.
didn't have the power. I don't have that accent. I don't have the accent for that. Oh man, what is the silly password for that?
Ooh, Ray says he thinks he's got an 8-inch floppy somewhere. Drew, by the way, I didn't miss that you used inches there. 5.5-inch floppy.
No, I'm gonna break into my
Ed says my commentary is awesome.
Yes, it is. It's 2 dot.
Drew says, wow, feeling the love for Canada over here for sure. Rich wants to know, so it will use the existing screen with Klipper?
No, it will not use the existing screen with Klipper. You will have to get the unknown error.
And he says, Rich responded no, and so he responds, I didn't think so, so what is the SPI screen?
It is one that Big Tree Tech sells. It's just their TFT35 SPI. It's a 3.5-inch Klipper display that specifically connects to the SPI output.
Is that what you put on Corey's printer?
No, that's an HDMI display, and I recommend the HDMI display over the SPI display. I have the SPI display on my 2 Trees Core XY printer with a Pi in it, and it works. It's not great. It freezes up. It's super slow. It's not responsive. It's really not that great of an experience. So, 192.168. I'm getting into my pad 7 here because I need to get this password. I forget it. The password I put for...
Rich says, that was the detail I was missing.
Right, yeah.
Drew mentioned it would be a replacement screen.
Yep, it would be a replacement screen.
And Matthew says, oh my God, thanks for that. It was driving me crazy. Much love.
Sorry.
Oh, Ed, you're awesome. Ed says 16 to 18 people in the chat. Please hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel.
Yes.
Thanks to everyone for the hard work. Absolutely. If you haven't, please give us a thumbs up. If you are new, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, bell icon, so you get any notifications about the craziness that we've got going on. We always appreciate that.
Here we go. We're just going to copy that from the pad 7 real quick. Stick it in here.
Drew had to make sure he rectified the situation, was telling Rich that he has 178, in parentheses, 7-inch HDMI screen.
That's it. Yeah, I have a home theater system built just for my Klipper screen, you know.
I'm imagining that's in Canadian measurements there, the 178.
Millimeters?
Maybe?
It's like this big. Yeah, 178. Yeah, that's 7 inches.
So it's giving him a hard time for using the 5.5-inch floppy.
Right. All right, so host name, you could change it to whatever you want. You just got to uncomment it. We're going to keep it at its default. Time zone, this is our time zone, America, Los Angeles. But we're in the north here.
Ooh. Rich says he had a 7-inch screen on his Raspberry Pi, but it cracked.
Oh, no.
So think about dropping it when I moved it, and that'll do it.
Yeah. Set your Wi-Fi, your host, your Wi-Fi name, and your password. So this is just my little guest network I set up. I will have to change the password now that the world knows it, but whatever. and then save it. And that should be it.
Oh, Ed says subscribe.
Click subscribe.
He says subscriptions to the channel are free and awesome. I have learned so much. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
You're super nice. All right.
George Martin says hello from Portugal.
What's up, George Martin from Portugal? Hello.
Thank you for joining. So much.
All right.
Drew says there's a 1.2 volt HDMI screen that has the HDMI and power connectors in the back versus on the side.
Yeah, the new 7-inch Big Tree Tech displays have the connectors in the back. They're nice. So when you're done with that, take your SD card out and plug it into the Pi. Boom, on the bottom. And then these Big Tree Tech Pis have the Wi-Fi antenna separate, which is kind of nice. It's a little bit more reliable of a signal because you could have this inside the case and the case doesn't bother it.
Sorry, Drew. Me and my inability to read all this techie language. He says it's 1.2, version 1.2, not 1.2 volts.
Okay.
My bad. Sorry. Thank you.
Version 1.2. Yeah, Big Tree Tech can be a little weird with their revisions and versions of things.
I'm also here, but not here.
Right.
So that's my fault.
So you guys can't quite see what I'm doing, but there's a little, on the back here near the SD card, there's an RF little plug here for the antenna, and it is really small.
Oh, Damien's joining us again. This time I remembered. I wrote it down, Damien. I forgot last time you told me. We were just talking with Matthew from up above that I would forget because I did it to you multiple times. But Damien's back and says, hola.
Hola, Damien. Thanks for joining.
Saludas desde Argentina.
Argentina. Oh, yeah, Damien from Argentina.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. This can be a little bit finicky. Not to mention this cable is, the wire for it is so much memory.
Ed says, wait, no talk of sourdough bread today? And Drew says we must have eaten all of it.
Oh, yes. We have. We actually have more to make.
We? What's this we thing?
We as in you. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is finicky. Oh, do I have it? No, I don't.
Corey Ward says hi.
What's up, Corey? Thank you for joining. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Damien. I took 4 years of Spanish in high school, and some of it's still there, but I know I sound about as terrible and rusty as a tourist reading a tourist book.
There we go. Boom. All right. So it's a little bit fiddly for the antenna. Pop that on there. I'm not ignoring you folks. I'm just trying to press on.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Just to completely distract you from everything.
Probably. And then USB cable.
Okay, so George says, I bought a Big Tree Tech Pi 1 2 days ago to test in Klipper, thinking of putting it to use, so the best timing for your video. Always great videos.
Perfect. All right, there's just enough space to fit that USB cord in there. All right, and I believe this is gonna go around. How did I have this going here? Yeah, like that.
And see, Ed, of course, he's got the better Spanish than I do. Of course he
Gotta
does.
go the other way. Well, yeah, of course Ed's gonna have the better Spanish.
Right?
It goes without saying. It's Ed, the old tech guy.
No, I love it. I love the chats amongst each other, especially when y'all like have.
Oh man!
I know we've got a lot of people from Argentina.
From Europe, Portugal, Argentina.
Yeah. We've got a couple people from Argentina. So
Yeah.
feel free to chat. Just know that if I'm not reading your comment, it's because my Spanish is so rusty I forget
There we go.
enough to not know what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah, so you got to kind of finagle the USB through.
Drew says
Just enough room.
with the Wi-Fi, he's had some issues with it inside the printer case. He moved it out and solved a lot of problems.
Okay. Just out of the side of the vent here, I'm assuming. And one of my other machines I have it in, I haven't had issues, but our router's pretty close, so that could be it too. If your router's like on a different floor or something, that could cause issues. Sure. All right. Any USB plug, doesn't matter. And
Drew says Charlie is gone. What did I miss?
Charlie's, what?
There it is. That's the one I missed.
There we go. Okay.
Baron says they ate the cow that was in the bed.
Oh, okay. Jerry.
Okay, never mind. Hang on. They ate it with the cow that was in the background.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore. Okay. Drew says, "Oh no, Charlie's gone."
Right.
And Baron says they didn't even share.
Oh,
It's okay.
It was delicious.
He was very fibery. Christian jumped in, says hi.
What's going on, Christian? Thank you for joining. Oh, these screws are long. And these screws might be a
Damien
little
says
on the
my
long
Spanish
side.
is better than his English. I doubt that. I appreciate it, but I doubt it. Fully doubt it.
Get a short one here.
Drew says if you're using an HDMI screen, put the BTT Pi on first. Feeding the HDMI cable after the main board is on will suck.
Yeah, because it's got to go like up and under and around. Yeah.
And he says yes, Wi-Fi out the vent.
Okay.
Oh, Ed, see, this is what makes you such a great guy. This is why we always say we got to go check out Ed, the old tech guy.
Always got to go check out that deal tech.
Ed says, I'm saying hello to Damien, sending blessings, asking God to watch over them.
Oh, very nice of you, Ed.
And for everybody who's new, just came in, please go check out Ed, the old tech guy if you haven't. He, I believe, has a live stream later on this afternoon in a few hours.
Yeah.
Definitely check out his live stream if you haven't before. It is a blast.
It's always a good time. Good conversation with friends, and it's a great time.
Maybe I read that wrong. Drew says Wi-Fi dash out the where the screen is.
Out
I
the
took
where.
off my stock screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the picture of it on, I saw the picture.
I read it wrong the first time, so I figured I'd read it exactly as he said it this time.
Right. All right. And one more screw.
Christian says, good. Try to fix
Actually,
my
no,
Logitech G Hub.
All right. That is mounted. Next, power.
And Drew says, to mount the board, I believe you need a M2.5 by 5 millimeter in length. This time he went straight to millimeters.
Yep. I mentioned that you need a 2.5 millimeter screw for the Pi. I told people that. All right.
Wow, sassy. Now you need to calm down.
Now you calm down. All right. So I have some wire here. I have way too much of it, but this is just a piece of scrap I snagged at work. We have spools of wire that they bought in the 90s. That's how much wire that place has. It's crazy. So I was like, hey, can I have some of this? And they're like, yeah, I don't care.
Okay, I was going to say, is this you admitting on live
No,
YouTube
I don't
that you're
care.
stealing
I
wire
asked.
from work?
I asked. And this was in the scrap bin. This was going to go to the recycling, so it doesn't matter. And I still
awesome.
asked.
Christian is talking with Damien and Ed in Spanish too. That's awesome. We got a little conversation going on.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to brush up.
Right. I need to grab my Phillips.
Oh, he said. Drew says I read it right. He put it out the vents in his Honda.
There you go. All right. I'm gonna have to hop around here so I'm not blocking the camera with my fat head.
Well, you're blocking the camera with everything else.
All right. So.
No, we don't want to see that. We're gonna turn that off.
All right.
And then Drew says you did mention the M2.5, but not the length. He had to grind down some 8 millimeter ones.
Oh, I just jammed the 8 millimeter ones in there. They fit. That's all I had was some 8 millimeter ones. So it does lift it a little bit, but it doesn't hurt anything. But you could, yeah, grind them down, yes. All right. You should have some free ports on your power supply for your V plus and V minus, positive and negative. And so we're going to do the white with the stripe as my positive. I mean, you could do whatever colors you want. Just make sure you remember what color is what, because that could get bad real fast. So, and make sure your machine is unplugged when doing this, because you are dealing with main power going in this thing, and 120 or 240 volts, depending on where you're at, could be damaging to your health, or just an annoyance. And I've pre-terminated some terminals on this thing, Because of all the little crimper tools that I have, I don't have a terminal crimper.
I feel like we've bought you at least 5.
Not terminal crimpers. I have a bunch of other small ones.
Come on.
For various smaller things. I don't do terminals very often. So.
Drew's catching us all up. He says, FYI, everyone, my quote-unquote Honda is his CR10's Pro V2.
All right. Make sure you get those nice and snug. There we go. Boom.
Sí, por favor,
Flawless.
Ed. Yo quiero un taco.
Tacos? Did somebody say tacos?
Ed says we'll have to get me back in practice. He says, let's start with un taco por favor.
I want a taco. Love tacos. All right.
Drew says, bolts. Do it right or do it twice.
Yep. Very true. And I'm just going to...
Oh, Ed says, thank you for hitting the thumbs up. We've got 18 now. You know,
Wow,
awesome.
nice. Nice.
Ed says, get the man a terminal crimper immediately for the holidays.
Right? I like the way Ed thinks. Always got our brother's back. Oh, of course, I would pop that out. All right, I'm gonna pop that in there. And I recommend using some zip ties or something for some cable management. I'm gonna do that. That'll work. I forgot it over there, of course. Some fancy special lacing tie.
There you go, right back in front of the camera.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh boy, did I lose the end of it. That would happen, huh?
You want to toss it over here? Drew says, how much
No.
wire do you need,
right here.
Matt?
It's just a piece of, I grabbed it out of the scrap bin, okay? Calm down.
Same, Ray. Same. Like I said, I took it in high school. I'm not going to tell you how long it's been, but it's been a while.
So. And then this is a very fancy knot that I learned to tie in my, not Boy Scout days, Air Force days. Especially for lacing wires like this. So.
Oh, George says, I need to go, but tomorrow I'll see all the video.
All right,
it's almost
George.
midnight there.
Holy
Great
cow.
work and videos all the time.
Thank you,
Thanks.
George.
Thank you for coming by and visiting with us. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Darn it.
Really do
I'm
appreciate
clicking on
it.
the wrong things. Come on now. There we go.
Do one more here. Trying to kind of be relatively quick because I do want to fire it up. Make sure that it all comes on and works. So.
Oh.
Okay. That's that. For those of you doing this, zip ties works just as good. I just like the lacing tie. Do it with everything that I do wire management on.
It says, wait till I tell you that I want that Louis Vuitton purse. It's a cool $12,000.
Ooh, yeah.
See, the problem, Ed, is if I tell him that, he'll be like, wait, we've got a budget of $12,000. I've got this printer and this printer
This
and this
tool
printer.
and this thing and that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Swinging around.
And Corey says, 20 people on the stream today? Wow.
It's a good stream. I like it. All
Thank you
right.
all for coming in.
For sure. Yeah. I have too much wire here. I get it, Drew. I get it.
Maybe he was being genuine. Maybe my sarcasm was unnecessary.
Maybe. So.
Although, is my sarcasm ever unnecessary?
Maybe.
Matthew has to leave too. He says it's over.
Ooh. It's probably late there in
A
Slovenia.
little over midnight, almost 1 a.m. over
Holy
there
cow.
in EU. Can't wait to see it tomorrow till the end.
Alrighty
Thank you for
then.
joining us, both of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
We absolutely appreciate it. Staying up late to hang out with us. That is such a nice thing to do, and we really, really appreciate it.
Baron says, shh, don't tell him. She'll get a swelled head.
Swelled.
It's too funny.
That is funny. All right. Bring it down and around. Oh,
Drew, you too? You speak Spanish too, Drew?
what? I figured he spoke French. Being his geographical location.
Ah, never mind. He says he's using the translator. He's using the translator of Google.
Oh, there you go. Oh, all right. Now, some different kind of terminals.
I do know, Drew, that translated well enough. Like, it translates to high school Spanish well enough. I could understand it, sort of.
I spent some time in a small island when I was in the Air Force, and they spoke. It was the only island and only small community on the planet that speaks this one language, and it's like a weird cross between Dutch, Spanish, and Portuguese. It's very strange. But if you know your way around Spanish, you'll get by. It was mainly Spanish. Okay.
It says my sarcasm and commentary are the best. It's 50% of the show. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah, people wouldn't come by if it wasn't for that, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
No, your Discord's popping because everybody's there for you and for the community, for all of y'all. All of you guys. All of y'all.
Okay, so the ground is up. Be sure to make note of where it says the connections are.
Your head's fantastic.
So this one, ground, and it looks like
Your head's still fantastic.
V positive. I know. I got to be able to see, so.
Nah.
I need a
only
light.
24 volts. It'll be fine.
I need a light.
Just a little tickly zap. That's all.
Ground and 24. Yep, okay. So, it is always a good idea to do these little terminals, the little...
Rich says, for those of us who are going to try to do this with a Raspberry Pi, which would use USB power, any suggestions on how best to do that?
So the...
Oh, and Ed says, Drew says, I had issues with my Sidewinder X2 and my CR10 Pro V2 backbeating.
Ooh.
My RIP causing under voltage issues.
Oh no, it's not good. What I would do is get one of those, get a decent wattage USB plug for a USB-C cable or if you have a mini USB for a Pi 3. I would hack the shell off of that, do some decent sized wires, and just go off the mains power and solder it in to where the plug terminals would go, and maybe do some sort of a little case you could Velcro. Maybe that's something I could show you guys later at some point in time, how to hack a USB plug to work inside a machine so you don't have to have a separate.
Marcel says he's put a 24 volt to USB-C converter in his X2. Works perfect. And thank you for coming by, Marcel, by the way.
That is also a thing. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I like
You could probably find those on Amazon.
And Drew says, I made a USB dongle that has 2 female connectors that doesn't have the power connected. Just data.
Just data.
Rich says he covers one connection with electric cable to avoid backfeeding.
That works. Could get a shielded cable too. But time to terminate the other end. So I have these little automatic wire strippers. Actually, I should put a link to these. These are great. They're like $30 on Amazon.
You're talking about terminating things. I mean, that's a terminate.
Different
it's the same
types
thing.
of terminals. Those
It's
are
the same
like
thing.
lug terminals. These, I forget the name of these. Ferrules.
Same thing.
Those are ferrules. They're not. They're totally different. So this is 20 gauge wire, and for those of you, anything 20 gauge, around 20 gauge will work just fine. It's not pulling very many watts for these things.
I know this is the first time I've seen your name, so just like with everybody else, if I'm mispronouncing it, please let me know. Hopefully I remember to write it down, and I remember that I wrote it down so that I can refer back to it. I think it's Saj, S-A-J.
Serge?
No, there's no R in there.
Oh.
Says, thank you for producing such amazing content. It has helped me a lot installing and setting up Klipper on my Sidewinder X2. It's midnight in the UK, so I have to watch the rest tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming in and spending your time with us. All
Definitely.
of you from man.
Seems like more than half the crew is coming from Europe.
Right?
Man, we could do the streams earlier. That'd be nice, but I just can't. It's unfortunate. Maybe in the future.
Ed says, we always come to learn, but sometimes he turns into the teacher from Ferris Bueller. That's why y'all make a great couple. You liven each other up in the most fun way.
Yes.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
Should switch you over here.
Right.
There we go.
When doing your ferrules, strip off about 1/4 inch or 6.35 millimeters for you European folks or Canadians. And then I'll leave it, remind me, link to wiring tools. Excuse me.
Yep,
write it down.
Yep. Got it. I'm trying to. You're so focused that you're making me have to focus more. I'm blaming it on you.
Sorry.
Link to what now?
Wiring tools.
Wiring tools.
So.
Okay.
And always
Rich
give
says
them
you
a
can
full
always
test.
run a DC buck converter in case as well. I did something like that for my Prusa Mini. And Baron says, which side are you looking at it, right or left that gets covered? I think maybe that's talking to Rich about covering the connectors. Maybe.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Drew says the USB dongle. That was another issue I had with my Raspberry Pis in the printer.
All right, I'm gonna double check and make sure I got my thing right, because I've already forgotten what color is where. So I know.
There we go.
My positive is with the stripe. Okay. I'm probably doing it backwards to like industry standard or whatever. So ground.
Rich says the step-down converter looks like a winner. It's only $10 on Amazon and goes from 24 volt DC to a USB plug. That's pretty cool.
That's a really good idea.
Love it.
I never even thought about that. See, I just overcomplicate it and like, oh yeah, just get a USB
Always.
plug and hack it up and.
Always you do.
But I'm not used to having so many great things at our disposal. Like it's, what a world we live in where we could just get stuff like that.
No, you just like to overcomplicate things.
Well, that too. Make sure
I
these
think
are
that's the coolest part of this community is you're all just so helpful and like
right.
you're giving these ideas and somehow y'all manage to make it just so constructive. There's no like criticism. There's no feeling like, wow, I'm really dumb for thinking about that. Like it's just always so positive. I love it.
Right. I love it too. Okay. That does not want to stay on there, does it? Now that one wire is all it took, right? I'm not going to mess with the display right now. I want to get this thing up and running because we are running out of time very quickly.
Oh, yeah, you've got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think I might just have to continue on while you go pick up the child if the crowd wants. And I'll just bring up the chat here.
Okay.
Or on my phone.
So if we go somewhere.
Then I'm going to shut it down solo.
Wow.
I know, right?
You heard that, you guys. Y'all heard that? He's going to go out as solo. Make sure if that happens, you give him the most trouble possible.
Right. Let me bring it up on my phone before you leave here.
What does the hive mind think? Y'all done? And you want Matt, or do you want Matt to go at it solo? Watch him struggle even more.
Oh man. I want studio. Dun, 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 dun,
Baron's
dun.
demanding the after show.
The after show.
Drew has to run. He's got kids soccer practice tonight. Thanks for dropping by, Drew.
Thank you, Drew. All right. Oh, we're going to turn the sound down on that. All right, I got the chat up here. Yeah.
Well, that means you're stuck in this view.
What view? This? Okay. Well, I have nothing left really to show other than I got to put the bottom back on it, which is like, typically I wait to put the bottom back on it. Typically I'll be like, this is the last, as long as I know that everything's working. So, but I'm pretty confident that everything's going to work. Famous last
Bets
words.
that nothing's going to work.
Famous last words, right? Absolutely. We're going to put that antenna right about there. I don't want to permanently mount it just yet. I have other plans for this Pi. So for other projects. Plug that fan back in.
Oh, after demanding an after show, Baron says he's going to leave.
What? Why would you do that?
Thank you for coming by anyway, Baron.
Yes,
we
Baron.
appreciate you. We always love hanging out with you. And you have a wonderful and safe night, too, with all the festivities going on.
Oh, yes, with Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I heard it can get kind of crazy.
All right. Well, I'm out.
I can see right there. Maybe you'll be back.
Corey's favorite thing for me to say. I got to get.
Get.
He loves it when I say that. I say it in all my work meetings. Got to get.
I like,
See
get
y'all
on
later.
up out of here. See ya. Maybe Zoe won't want to go anywhere and you'll be right back.
Don't forget, 5
5 o'clock, huh? Where is...
Oh, Baron says, and I just turned my mic off so you're not going to be able to hear me, but Baron says, hangs head in shame, heads out the door.
Oh, oh, Baron, it's okay. I was going to get a couple of screws up in this.
All right. Have fun.
Have fun. All right, everyone. It's just you and me, huh? I'll bring you up on here.
You know what? I probably will just come straight back.
Okay. She's going to come straight back, apparently. All right, so I will try to pay attention to that and this at the same time. Oh man, I wish I had a way to switch to my laptop view, but we're gonna YOLO it. Power. All right. In the wise words of Samuel L. Jackson, hang on to your butts. Ooh, wow, the garage door is loud. Alrighty then. We are on, and it's the first startup with the Pi is typically the slowest because it's got to load up all sorts of files and all of that fun stuff. So we're going to let it sit for a minute, and I'm going to get my browser up here and put in the host name, btt-cb1.local. And we'll just hit refresh until it comes up. So. And hopefully I got it all connected right. We'll know in about 5 minutes. All right. Error. I know there's an error. Mainsail is up. Why, that was quicker than I expected. So I need to get the configuration files on it, which I'm just going to steal from that. Yeah, I'll bring up one SCP here. I shouldn't have closed that. Never ask me again. Sure. Log in. Let's get BIQU. There we go. Let's get these configuration files. Where would it be? I'm in boot. System volume information? No. Where on here would that be? No. Uh-oh. Ah. It is in user? Library. Ah, shoot. I don't know where the heck it is on this thing. Oh man, this is something I wanted to do before all this got started, but I was having a hard time. I was running late. Bin. Nope, that is not it. I'm gonna look for printer.cfg. I have WinSCP open. I'm in my Big Tree Tech, my Pad 7. I'm looking for the configuration files for this thing, just to make it easy. So, and I forget what directory in the list of stuff it is in. So I'm just gonna search, and hopefully it finds it. But mainsail came up, it just has no configuration to communicate with the printer. I can never remember where they put this. Do, 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 do. But I believe Emily's going to be right back. She's just going to go down the block to pick up our kid. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. Well, you know, either way, I want Kiowa on here, so well, I'll wait till she gets back to show you that process. Do have the configuration files shared. Oh, did I not leave that link? I'm gonna have her remind me to leave a link to the configuration files. 3D printer firmware, Sidewinder X2, Klipper, configurations, configs, CR touch, there we go. Minimize, stop that, minimize. No, not there. All right, I'm gonna have to go over there, walk in front and switch cameras for y'all so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's see, how does this thing work? I want camera 3, 2, 3, camera 3. There we go, and picture in picture. Ah, look at that. I did some things. She's the pro editor now. Okay, so, sorry about that. This is the, let's see, did I ever find it? Dev boot board environment. User temp system. Media. Run, I don't know where it is. Okay, so we have our configuration files that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to drag and drop those. Nope, wrong folder. Cannot upload files. Oh, come on. Upload file. My drive, 3D printer firmware, Sidewinder X2, Klipper. Open. There we go. Those are in, but now we need to get the MCU ID out of here, so I got to get into PuTTY here. BTT-CB1.local. I accept. Password or login as BIQU. Enter password BIQU. All right, we are in. We need to get Kiowa installed, our Klipper installer and update helper. If you guys are chatting, I'm not seeing any new chats on here. Or if you've all left, because she left, that makes sense. I'm just going to continue on here. Get it installed. Where are we? Right here. Copy. PuTTY. Right click to paste. Go. I'm just going to download. Get. And then it's going to get the script, and then you're going to open the script. You'll see. Because I don't think we found what we're looking for here. Nope. I'm just going to close that. And this only takes a few minutes for this to load up all this stuff. And if this is your first time doing this, I apologize for kind of skimming through it quickly. I have previous videos showing this whole process in more detail. You could check that out on my YouTube page. Yeah, my live chat is not updating. If you are chatting, I'm not getting updates. Sorry, everyone. She will see it on her computer here as soon as she gets home in a few minutes. With the little one. Come on. Oh, she left her phone. I heard her phone buzz. Done. Building dependencies. Git is already the newest version. All right, now step 2, copy, right click to paste, go. And let's get the script up, copy, right click to paste, go. We need to get our MCU ID. So this is just a simple script to show you what is installed. You could update Klipper, you can install other parts of Klipper. Switch to Fluid if you wanted to. If you have it comes with crow's nest, so that's good for if you have a webcam, plus other stuff. This is a really nice utility. But I'm going to go to 4 for advanced, and then 5, get MCU ID, and then it's connected via USB. Boom, and I'll give you right here, MCU number 1. We're going to grab that, right click to copy. And we're going to go back to main sale, open up our printer.cfg. Come on, there we go. And then do MCU right here. Control V to paste. I don't know how many spaces are supposed to be there. Sure. Save and restart. And hopefully we'll be connected. Home, BQ, printer data config, printer.cfg, line 2, X count. So I've got too many spaces, or not enough spaces for that. Line 2. Nope, that's not how. 2 spaces. Save and restart. Uh-oh. Printer data config, printer.cfg, line 2, X count equals 5. I don't know why it's complaining. You know what I'm going to do? We're just going to re-upload this and try again. We're going to put it underneath here. CR serial. Okay, there's an extra space in there. That's what's going on. So we'll just comment that one out. That should be correct. Huh, what is going on here? Home, printer, printer.cfg, line 2, 2x underscore count equals 5. I've never seen this error before. This is weird. That is all correct. Right here. Any comments you have after, like any notes you want to put after any of this stuff, you do have to put a comment, just so it doesn't, because it's trying to look at that as like, oh, this doesn't exist. That's what I'm assuming is the problem. No? What is going on here? File contains no section headers. SWX_count. Oh man. This is not good because this is the one that I have for download. Input shaper. I'm missing something here. Man, everything looks fine. Oh man. Oh, I done messed something up here. This is line 2. I mean, it's commented. What am I missing? What am I missing here? Printer data config printers. Yeah. File contains no section headers. This is an error I've never seen before. Let's take that out. Let's see what it does. Yeah. Okay, same error. We're going to Google it here. See what the Google says. When in doubt, check Google. Oh, let's see, you can upload your Clippy log. I don't want to deal with the Clippy log. Let's see. I've solved the no selection header problem, but now I have another. I have flashed blah blah blah. What was the solution? It doesn't actually tell me the solution. Come on, guys. .ini files. So it's a bracketing thing. It says it's in here, so come on, download. There we go. Just kind of go through and look, see what I'm missing. God, this all looks correct. This is annoying. It was going so well. Home, BQ, printer data, config, printer.cfg. Do I have a second one in here, do I? No. Is it in here? No. Nothing like an error you've never encountered before to make you feel kind of stupid. Line 2, x_count equals 5 in. I'm assuming this is what it's telling me is the issue. Find. No, it doesn't exist. Ah, here we go. So it's mad about this in here. Okay, I could fix that. All right. Yeah. Uncomment our MCUID. So it's down here. Contains no section headers. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. This is for the mesh. So it doesn't know what it's, okay. It doesn't know what this is. I've deleted something in here and it doesn't know what this is referring to. So this is the mesh. So I think we got to do copy bed mesh and put it in here. Now I could just delete all this and they could redo it with the mesh. Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, no, we want it like that. And then, well, we'll match the syntax here. All right, let's see if that is helping. There we go. I think we're in. All right, so that is a nice thing about Klippers. It does actually tell you what is wrong. So I just needed to find where it said that, like, oh, okay. And it was because there was no section header. It didn't know what to look for with that, but we're in. Obviously your first install, you might have some invalid stuff. You'll have to go through and update everything, but it's connected. We're connected. I need to go back to the other camera now. So hold that thought. I'm going to switch cameras here. Let's see. Go to camera. What is that? 2? Camera 2. There we go. The manual game here. All right. So we got Klipper connected. We got the MCU ID figured out. So let's see if she homes. Look at it go. Always do the test when you have a new configuration. You don't want it to crash. I'm surprised it didn't give me an error. Home all again. Boom. There, it works. Hey! Boy, I'm sorry everyone for not being able to see your chat. Actually, I could bring it up on here. I don't understand why it's not showing me chats, unless you've all gone away and gone silent, in which I wouldn't blame you. The star of the show is gone. All right. Yeah. There's all these extra chats here that I'm not seeing on my phone. Okay, so let's look through here. Break out the tequila. Will the mounting bracket work on a Sidewinder X1? Yes, Sam, it should work on a Sidewinder X1. Ed, the old tech guy. Mrs. Ethereal is very sharp, making you miss her immediately. Laugh out loud. But buy the gal some flowers. I agree. Buy her some flowers. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Rich, at Sam, he said it should, but it hasn't actually tested it yet. I plan on doing that next week. Yes, so I took a stock Sidewinder X1 board, main board, and checked the screw spacing, and it all looks like it matches, so it should, in theory, work. Still here, says Rich. Rich, I do not have a troubleshooting question. I had my Sidewinder X1 working with Klipper, but then I moved it. Now Klipper can't connect to the MCU. Any ideas why? Probably the USB connection. Since you moved it, you might have jiggled it loose. Check the USB connection. Ed, the old tech guy. We are still here, bro. Loving the stream. Excellent. Headed to the gym, says Corey. I'll catch you on the flip side, Corey. Chaz, yeah. Control F, yeah. Rich says, later, Corey. Philicide. I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. At Drew Graham. Yes, work perfect, the translator. Yeah. Excuse me. Rich says, I think they are. I have an X1. Kind of use the positions for home from the X2 printer, see if they're different. They might be slightly different. I know on the X2 they moved the whole upright section has moved. I believe it moved back a little bit, just like 10 or so millimeters, and that kind of messed with some of the offsets and the homing positions. So I don't know why they moved it, what the reasoning was. So I know on my X1, I have a Hemera extruder that fits on it, and I don't have any issues with not being able to use the full build area. But Drew has a Hemera XS on his X2 using my mounting bracket, and he can't use the whole Y-axis because it doesn't move forward far enough or move back far enough because the whole back section is further back. So it's weird why they did that. I have no idea why. But they're easy to measure as you go along. You could actually kind of manually measure where everything's at, and you could change your config on the fly, and it gives you a good excuse to learn. So let's see. At Rich thinks it's just I use one I found online in my home is not centered. Oh, the centering. So for your centering, that is going to be your X and Y offsets for your probe, and you got to measure that. If you have it wherever your probe mount is, measure the offset from the tip of the nozzle to the probe. And so a lot of people get the positive and negative directions backwards. And simple rule of thumb, if the probe is to the right of the nozzle, it is going to be a positive X number. If it is to the left of the nozzle, it's going to be a negative X number. And then if it is in front of the nozzle, for the Y, it will be a negative number, and if it is behind the nozzle, as you're looking at it, it will be a positive number on the Y. I hope that's making sense. That confused me for a while until it kind of finally clicked, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it just took a minute for it to click. See, Rich, Safe Z home, I got home XY positions, 122, 183. So yeah, you got to do the difference between your positive and negative X and Y probe offsets. Sam says, thank you, you're welcome. Ed the Tech Guy, we're all just watching and learning quietly. Thank you, Ed, you are amazing. I know you have your stream starting soon. I don't know where the producer wife is. I don't know if they went to the store or not. See, Chaz says, planning an LED light mod for the X gantry on the X2, 24 volt white COB LEDs. That could be fun. I did have some, I made a few custom breakout boards that had an extra connector for daisy chaining the NeoPixel LEDs, but I've gone through all of those. I could possibly get a few more. It's just expensive just to get a few of them. And it's not cost effective per se to just buy a few of them at a time, mainly for shipping costs and stuff like that. And I don't think I have enough of a market to get like 100 of them. Not to mention I still have near 300 left that I haven't put together and sold yet. So I did not get near as many people wanting the breakout board for the X2 and Genius Pro as I expected, because I've gone through 800 or 900 of the X1 boards. It's kind of astonishing how many of those I've sent off to people. So let's see, time to order the card for myself with an accelerometer. I'm just shy to open the printer and mod because it is very new. Yes, I can understand being shy to do that, but if you take your time and you don't go too wild, they're not as complicated as it seems. Before you start taking anything apart, take lots of pictures. Anything you touch, take pictures before. So then when you're trying to put it all back together afterwards, you could refer to your pictures like, oh, that plug went there, that plug went there. And it doesn't hurt to take more pictures than you need. Nowadays with modern phones, you could take 1,000 pictures, it doesn't matter. And it's always good to have those references. And once you do it a few times, you'll start to learn your machine and its idiosyncrasies and where everything goes. And then once you've done 100 machines, it's become second nature. Have you printed ASA or ABS on your Sidewinder X2? I have not. And the main thing is it's not enclosed. It can print ABS. It can print ASA. The stock machine, you're going to print lower temps, and ABS is kind of temperature sensitive. And so when you print at a lower temp, your layer adhesion's not going to be very great. So I do recommend, if you are going to be doing that and you're going to do some sort of an enclosure, get an all metal setup, all metal heat break, because then you could print up to 260, 270 degrees. This is where ABS is more happy to print. And then obviously some sort of an enclosure, because if you don't have it enclosed, any whiff of a draft is going to make that thing potato chip right off your build surface. It's it's got a lot of thermal expansion. Like as it cools, it will shrink a lot more than PLA or PETG, and so that's what gives it its tendency. It's what gives plastic a tendency to want to warp off of your build surfaces. As it cools, it will shrink, and it will just peel itself off. So when you have ambient air around it, it is going to cool faster and shrink more. Enclose it, let it heat up to like 40 degrees C inside if you can. Nice warm air around it. It won't hurt anything. Obviously, you want fresh air to be able to come inside the case to cool everything. You don't want all that hot air inside. So some sort of an enclosure for it. Excuse me. And that will really help a lot for printing ABS. If I do print ABS, I typically do it on my K1. It does a pretty good job at it. Rich, yep, pictures are key. Oh, you ordered your board already. Excellent. Oh, yes, I recognize the name. So I'm a little late on getting boards out this run around. I've been super busy at my day job. I've been working extra hours. We have an individual that's been injured, and so I need to be there extra. So it's like I have zero time. So I put together, like a dozen of them today that I got to send out this afternoon or tomorrow morning on my way to work. So if you haven't gotten a shipping email yet, I apologize. It's taken me a while to get boards out quickly. So I'm a few days behind, let's just say that. Rich, yes, pictures are key for sure. THRL, thanks for the advice. You are very welcome. Rich says, I learned the hard way. Yeah, if you don't take pictures, you will learn the hard way. I've done that too. Like, oh, this is simple, no problem. And go to put it back together. Like, how did that go? It's tough. I did that working on a car once. It was not good. Trying to figure out how to get a car back together. Oh, I hear them. They're home. The garage door is opening. I will be rescued from my tomb of loneliness here. Boy, we'll just wait for her to come back in. Then we can just do outros and be kind of done. No test print. Unless you all want to see a test print, but that's going to take a long time. And I know it works. It's the same configuration that I've been using. I just got to fix that little error. And the fan shut off. Cool. How do you access the board for ADXL? So in the printer config, so I will show you that. Printer.cfg, open. Sometimes you got to click on it a few times. I think I have it in here. Yes, so I have it in here, but they're commented out. So you'll have to uncomment this stuff, and then you'll plug in the ADXL, the accelerometer, into, there's a port for it, and it comes with a wire. It doesn't come with the accelerometer, but you can get the accelerometer. 6, yeah. So one end will plug into the Pi, and the other end will plug into your accelerometer, and then you'll uncomment the stuff out under Input Shaper. When she comes in, I'll have her bring up the screen here. Please tell me we're still streaming. Yeah, we're still good. Interesting. My phone glitched out on me. You'll uncomment that stuff, and then I have a whole video, a whole live stream on how to do it. It's done on the Pad 7, but the cool thing about the Big Tree Tech, the Pad 7 and the Pi, is it uses the same chip. It's the CB1 chip that they make, and so all the data is the same. In fact, I was thinking about just taking the SD card out of this and shoving it in the Pi so I didn't have to go through and deal with messing with the printer config, but good thing I didn't, because I know that my config that I have available for people to download is going to give everyone the same error. So I have to fix that and update it, which in fact I will just do right now. Where was that? Since I'm thinking about it. Come on. I hear them coming. Where was that? Thermal. Leveling. Hey, kiddo. How's it going?
Good.
Good. You want to sit on my lap? No? Come here.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Guess who's back?
Zoe's
again.
back. All right. Hey, kiddo.
Her shirt is perfect for the live stream too.
Is it?
She's all about being friends.
Oh, yes. I bet it shines so bright on that camera.
There's so many colors.
Get it total. Huh?
There's just white and pink.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it threw off the white balance completely.
A little, but not
Is my skin
too
super yellow
crazy.
now? Yeah.
Rich says hi.
Hi, says Rich.
Ray says hello, assistant producer. That's you.
Say hello, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Or as I like to say, hey, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
THRL says hello.
This is a real star of the show.
True.
It's Zoe, then Mommy, then me. Hey, where are you going?
Away, obviously.
She's like, I'm done.
Do you see? You can still see you there. Look at that.
Whoa.
See it?
She's getting the delay.
Look.
The delay. Okay, what
Look.
was I?
What? Oh, Sam says hi.
Hi, Sam.
And Ray says that made my day.
Why is this not working?
Oof.
Oh. Bad mesh. Control C. Over here. Huh. My keyboard is not functioning. I don't like this. Oh, she's having a good old time now. I love it. I cannot copy and paste.
She's wearing the
Whatever.
rainbow colored tutu, so she's
I'll
doing the
fix it
tutu
later.
dance.
It is the tutu dance. So write this down, honey. Fix syntax error in printer config.
Do you see this, everybody? I come back and it's just immediately like, do this, do this, do this.
It's just. What do you see?
Mouse.
Mouse. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Kyle says, oh my gosh, I made it.
What's up,
Sorry I'm
Kyle?
late. Skiing was too good to quit.
You know what, Kyle? Showing off now is not nice. You're showing up late and you're showing off. It's
Nice.
rude.
Where were you skiing at, Kyle?
I'm going to say Mount Hood.
Is there ski lifts up on Hood Mountain?
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah. Some great skiing up there.
I don't know why, but I feel like Adams, there's no skiing up on Adams, is there?
Not that I know of, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
So I mean,
Mount
no,
Hood's-
it's not. It's not that far from Hood. It's like what, an hour, 2 hours, right? Right, Kyle? Back me up. It's like an hour, right? From Mount Hood to Mount Adams.
Yeah, but Mount Hood is like right next to Portland.
Dinosaur.
The look I say Portland and she goes, ugh.
Kyle says, yep, Hood up at Meadows.
Yep.
To be fair, internet community, I grew up in Oregon, so I can hate on Portland, okay?
You grew up in Eastern Oregon, so you could definitely hate on
I grew up
Portland.
in Podunk, Oregon.
Oh,
Ed says, what a beautiful family. Congrats,
Oh,
Matt.
thank you, Ed. You're so nice. And thank you for hanging out so long.
Rich says you were floundering without me.
Dude. I had to get up and switch cameras. What a pain. So I had it up on my phone and none of the chats were updating.
That's fair.
So-
Adams is probably 2.5 hours from Portland, he says.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful up there. We went to this little town called Trout Lake.
Trout Lake.
Oh, it's right at the base of Mount Adams. It is the cutest little town with some of the best trout fishing.
Yes.
Oh man, you
Yes.
can't take a motorboat out there, so it's just like
Right.
little rowboats. It's so perfect out there.
Yeah. What's funny is the town is called Trout Lake and the lake we fished in is Goose Lake.
There was no gooses in Trout Lake, but there were gooses in Trout Lake,
But no gooses in Goose
but no
Lake.
trouts in Trout Lake, and then there were no gooses in Goose Lake, but there were trouts in Goose Lake.
Yeah, something like that. Like crystal clear water, thousands of fish. It was great.
Have you been looking for that?
I'm always looking for my bearings. I've lost my bearings every time.
Always. That's what we keep her around for.
Right? Can you put this back, please?
Sure.
That is parts. Oh, should I update the people on the printer?
Ed says Baby Ethereal's going to print a 3D printer, or is going to 3D print a Barbie. He says, I miss my kids being that age. Enjoy it, Matt. As soon as they go teenage mode, it's a whole other world.
Right.
She's a little teenage mode, I gotta be
Right.
honest. Careful, babe. Careful of those cords, okay?
Yeah. Wanna bring-
Either keep it away from the cords or Either keep it back there or get up and move it to your room. Kyle says Trout Lake is super nice. Morton is super cool too. Like to go
Morton is beautiful.
ride motorcycles up in that area.
Oh,
Morton is
yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, I could see good motorcycle riding out there in the woods. So much wilderness out around Morton.
Oh. Okay, there she goes.
Yep. Let's not bounce on the wires, kiddo, please. Yeah.
I can't. Packwood. I love Packwood. Packwood's beautiful.
Great. Yeah. They have their big flea market
Twice a year.
twice a year, yeah. I'm pretty sure they saw that. Hey, kiddo,
Do you want people to be seeing your SolidWorks?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I was gonna give people an update on the printer. Let's see.
Pile of printer.
I don't know how many errors. I've been working on the assembly, and I've got probably
Wait
some.
for it.
some
Wait for
errors.
it. Here she goes the opposite direction.
Bounce, kiddo.
You okay?
Yeah.
Did you get bucked off of that dinosaur?
So
I'm a fucking
we're all
Bronco.
falling down over here today, literally and figuratively.
Right.
Oh, Kyle says
man.
we live in a pretty nice area. We absolutely do.
Yeah, we love it. We love it here. A lot of people here, but we still love it here.
I have yet to make it to Mount St. Helens too.
Oh man, I went a long time ago when I was a kid. Silly girl. All right, everyone. I apologize for my assembly errors here. I've been going through. I have to fix a bunch of my assembly mates that got messed up. I'm on another revision of the machine, and every time I change revisions or update things, sometimes my mates get a little broken, and I'm going through and fixing them all. There's hundreds of assembly mates here that I have to fix. It takes a long time, but this is the update on the custom machine that I'm going to build. I actually have some of the parts 3D printed. I have more to do. I got the quote back from the company that's going to do the frame parts for me, because they're going to CNC cut them and drill all the holes I need. A little bit more expensive than I wanted, but this will be a one-off machine. But I am going to make the plans available for people who want to do it. They can. If they want to cut the frame out themselves or outsource it, it's up to the end user. But yeah, this is what I got going on so far. Actually, will it let me move things? Oh, it will.
Sam says, what's the
super
fastest speed you've achieved while maintaining good quality on the X2 with Klipper?
So I do, for PLA, I'm running 200 millimeters a second for inner walls, 150 for outer walls. Yeah, 200 for like infill and stuff like that. And then for accelerations, 2,000 for the inner wall stuff, and then 1,500 for the outer wall stuff. And I've managed to get really good quality out of those settings. I haven't had any issues yet as far as quality goes. I do need to retune it because I had to tighten some stuff on here and it changed some things. So, but it's easy to do once you have it set up. But yeah, it's a substantial difference in speed. I'm able to run a lot faster than I expected, which is awesome.
A dinosaur.
You're on a dinosaur. She's okay. So
Sam says, nice design.
thank you. It's been. Well, if there's an app to tell you how many
Record's
hours
okay.
you've spent.
That's the...
Yeah. So, but any more questions before we got to get going? Because I think that's it. It works. It's connected. It turned on the first
Will
time.
it print?
Probably. I haven't.
Probably.
Yeah.
He says that because he promised you that it would be okay if he left the cover off and he doesn't want to print and then find out that it's wrong in front of you all.
It would print just the same as before. It's the same configuration.
Would it though?
Yes.
Would it though? Mm-hmm. Okay.
My Z offset is even the same because it's the same in the configuration. It is orange. That's bright orange. Orange is
Sam says, dang, it's fast. Looking forward to finally using mine.
yeah, do it. It's a lot of fun. And the increase in speed makes it more enjoyable to use because it's like, instead of a 12-hour print, it's like an 8-hour print or something. Yeah.
THRL says, no need to calibrate.
You will need to calibrate for like flow, pressure advance, and obviously the input shaping. If you try to print that fast without calibrating your input shaping, it's not going to go well. You absolutely need to calibrate input shaping. I have base values in the configuration file, but that's for my machine specifically, and every machine is going to be slightly different because I have the rails and stuff like that on here, so my y-axis is going to be a significant difference in weight than a stock machine. The tool head is going to be basically the same. X value should be pretty close, but the y is going to be substantially different. So if you do want to run input shaper, I recommend tuning for yourself. You're going to go crashing through the wall.
Oh,
you know we don't have
funny.
a permit for you to go through that wall, right?
Oh, it's hilarious to watch her little
this
head just
head.
bouncing behind you, and then you just see her just topple over.
It's just all of a sudden
This is
feet.
amazing.
So yeah, I would tune it. If you don't have input shaper tuning, stick with stock speeds, 60, 80 millimeters a second.
So we'd like to know, is it better for them to start with full calibration? And Sam says, once calibrations are done with ADXL, should I let it on printer, or can I remove it?
Yeah, you would remove it because you'll do them separately. You'll do the tool head in one test, and then you'll do the bed in another test. And then you'll remove it, and you got to comment out the ADXL stuff. Just leave the input shaper definitions in there, and then you'll disconnect the accelerometer because it's going to keep looking for it. But you have nowhere to put it, so just disconnect it because you don't need to tune every print. It's like tune it, run it, and then if you start to notice your quality going down or something, that means something in your movement axis has changed. That is my shirt that Bagheera won't let me take away. I have a cat that likes sleeping on my clothes, so I have a shirt on a chair that the cat sleeps on. You want to put this back for her?
No, she wants to sit on the chair.
Oh, well.
And so start with the full calibration?
Yes, start with the input shaper calibration, and then do flow, and then do pressure advance. Yeah. And then rotation distance if you want to. It should be pretty dialed though, but you could check that as well. But yeah, input shaping first, and then flow, and then pressure advance.
Careful.
Careful. You gonna go to your room with it?
Kyle says the A1 has officially blown me away with its auto calibration and how reliably it prints.
Yeah, Bamboo Lab is really kicking it with that. It is amazing.
Do not jump on that near the stairs. Okay.
Hopefully your printer isn't one that's affected with the build plate wiring, which actually, that's kind of funny, I saw that. So Bamboo Lab recalled a bunch of the A1 machines, and because apparently the wire that feeds power to the build plate was starting to cause issues and breaking, and they're like recalling all the printers, doing everything they can to fix it. Where with artillery, the X1 did that super bad, and they're just like, meh, whatever.
Okay, not by the stairs.
It's crazy the difference in just the mindset of the different companies. Where artillery, glaring issues with some of their machines, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. Where Bamboo has a small issue, and they're like, we must recall the whole supply of them and fix them. So, which I think is great on Bamboo to stand by their product like that. That shows that they're a company willing to put forth the effort. So where artillery, they have some new machines out, they look nice, but at the same time, it's like, can we really depend on them making a quality product? If we have an issue, are they going to support it? And there's already been people with issues with their X3s. So.
Kyle says, it is, but the recall is pretty sweet. Extra 8-month warranty and 120 in-store credit. And yes, I still use it. It works fine.
Perfect. And if the wiring for the bed junks out, just bring it to me, and I'll fix it for you. So.
Ed says, product video for a 3D printed toy for baby ethereal. It's a good video idea.
We could do that. 3D printed toy. What kind of toy do you want to be 3D
There's
printed?
so many toys that in this house that are 3D printed.
So many.
The last thing he
Buddy.
made for her was a...
Huh?
3D printed book.
A boat?
Another boat.
Another boat?
The last thing he made for her was Donkey Kong.
Yep. It turned out really nice too. Did it on this thing. Hey, buddy. Oh, is my stuff in your way?
Oh, where's he at? Where you at, buddy? Come on.
Come here.
I make my boat this color.
You want a green boat? We could do that. Boy, I've had this spool. This is one of the original spools we bought with the X1 4 years ago.
Let's see. Sam says, thanks for all the answers. Been helpful.
You're welcome, Sam.
Like your videos.
Thank you. We love making the videos. Can you see?
Not really. He's a little too far.
I need to stretch. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, big boy stretches, huh? Come here. Come here. Oh,
There he is.
oh, boy. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean everything from cat hair.
Let's see. Kyle said, oh, nope, read that one. Rich says, that's why I have 2 bamboo machines now. Still have the Genius Pro and Sidewinder, but won't be buying any more artillery printers. THRL says, the kitty searching for the t-shirt.
Yeah, that's not the cat that likes it, but yeah. Yeah, and I totally understand that when you have a company willing to stand by their product and a company that it's questionable.
Carefully, okay?
So like with the whole breakout board debacle on the X1s, people catching their printers on fire because the ribbon cable connector that they use is gutter trash, and then
What?
I make my breakout board, artillery contacts me asking for
She's in the
advice.
bedroom.
And I give them advice for the X2, like, hey, use this connector. And I gave them the part number and everything. Like, use this connector if you don't want to have the issue anymore. And what do? Completely ignored me. So they could do that if they want, and I'll make money off of it because I'm making boards and selling them. So that's on them. And that's a frustrating thing about artillery because they were kind of an up-and-comer. They made a great product with the X1 that was a little bit ahead of its time. And if they would just, I don't know, I think they just got too big for their britches, and they thought they could just ignore the community. And I think they're going to pay the price in the long run. So we'll see how these 2 new printers do, but I don't see them doing as well as the X1 did, that's for sure. So we'll see if they stick around, because they're going to have to, on top of innovating, they're going to have to stand by their product, and they're going to have to catch up. And it's sad to see a company that was doing so well at first got complacent, and now they have to play catch up to stay in the game. So, but it's going to be a long road for them. Rant over.
Rich says it's not only that, the new machines don't really excite me either.
Yeah, so I have mixed feelings about it. Yeah, they're nice and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people are upset that they're late with a lot of the features, especially with the X4. Like, they're like the last ones to have some of the features that are coming out with. And the lateness is a little bit annoying, but at the same time, I could give them a little bit of credit where it's like, hey, Bamboo Lab came out with their machines. Everyone tried to rush these things, new printers, into the market, and every one of them had problems. So maybe artillery learned from their mistakes and said, hey, let's spend some time, let's refine the process, let's make sure we got a quality product so that when it does hit the market, it's not going to be inundated with issues like some other printers have been. Maybe that's what's happening, and I really, really, really hope for them that it's like that. I don't want to see artillery fail. I don't want to see any of these companies fail. I want them all to thrive because it gives us as a community more options for machines. I want the competition in that space to really, that's what's going to bring the technology up and bring it to market. And so hopefully artillery figures it out, and hopefully they have done with the X4. I want to get my hands on when I play with it. The X3, I don't know. I think that's a stopgap. Maybe that's something they were working on, and then Bamboo came out with their thing, and they're like, "Oh, we have to get something else immediately after that," because it seems like releasing the X3 and then a few months later the X4 is a little bit odd. But maybe there's some people that want to stick with Marlin. They don't want to play with Klipper. Which, sure, if there's a market for it, they might know better than me. But if I were to choose one of the machines, I would go with the X4 just because it's got Klipper pre-done. So. And from what I hear, it's a stock Klipper experience. So you can get into it and play with the printer config if you want, all that stuff. It's not like how Creality did it. The only thing proprietary is their display.
Let's see. Rich says, and we're still waiting for their Core XY printer. THRL says,
Yeah.
I like the look of the new printers. They look more mature,
Yeah.
but I read about a lot of problems with them. And Kyle says the X4 has a very anchor make feel to it. Even their marketing is similar.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of anchor make, a little bit of Ilugu with the Neptune series. So I've heard nothing but good things about the Ilugu machines, though, but they've been around for a long time. They started out doing resin machines, and they've been knocking it out of the park with that. So.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't read this any differently now that it's been done. It can't be undone. Ray wants to know, did the "oh yeah" creations say they sent a filament sample?
They have not sent me a filament sample. I messaged, or I posted on their Facebook, but they've not sent me a filament sample. Maybe I'll just have to buy some filament. I know I do want to support Slant 3D with tangled filaments. They're trying to get down to $15 a spool.
And that Canadian filament, I always forget their
And the
name,
Canadian
but
filament. Buddy, you're back.
Drew's already gone, so.
Yeah. So. But.
And Ed says maybe Baby Ethereal a blue, maybe print Baby Ethereal a Bluey the dog toy.
Oh, good idea. Write that down.
So,
Bluey the dog. She does watch Bluey from time to time. Bluey's funny.
that's a booty.
It's a cat butt.
I don't think we need to see your booty, buddy.
Put that tail down, buddy. Put that tail down. Oh, the fluff. You should see his sister. Holy cow, that is the fluffiest cat I've ever seen.
Look at them eyes, though. What a
Yeah.
pretty boy.
And pretty boy.
Bluey. Let's see. THRL says, one thing is sure, I can easily recognize an X1, X2 from far, but the new ones are looking like every other new printer.
Yep. Just kind of the same run-of-the-mill gray machines. There's nothing super standout about them. So, which is a little bit frustrating. But maybe they're reading the market different than us. Who knows? We'll see how they do in the coming year and see what happens.
3-minute warning.
3-minute warning. Oh boy.
Gotta all get ready and get some dinner in us before we got Ed's stream coming up.
Oh yeah, we got Ed stream. Ed, thank you so much for
Right?
hanging
1
out
hour?
for this 2 hours. Yeah, I think he's on at 6. So, man, what a nice guy hanging out with us for this long.
Absolutely, Ed.
Especially
We
on a day he's
appreciate
streaming.
it.
I'm pretty sure he has prep to get done. So we really appreciate
I
it.
imagine you worked today too, and just, I mean,
Yes.
all around, thank you.
Yeah, and one of these days, yes, we're gonna have you in as a guest star, for sure. Yeah.
Ooh.
We'll have to figure out how to make StreamYard work because we don't use StreamYard. We'll have to figure out how to make that work. So we'll have to do some testing with that. So, because right now, as it sits, we can't have a guest in our current setup. It wouldn't work.
I mean, unless you fly out here, Ed.
Get a plane ticket. There you go.
By the way, Ed, let us know how that coffee is. We haven't had those. We haven't had the Bigfoot beans yet.
Yeah. Well, not
Yeah.
that particular flavor.
I mean, we've had their coffee. So, by the way, Ed, those beans. I don't know if Matt told you. We sent Ed a little care package, with some things that you printed, including that you were showing off the thing
logo
the other day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sent him some Bigfoot Java beans. There's an actual coffee shop around here called Bigfoot Java.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And your guys guessed it right last week. The Pacific Northwest. We love our Bigfoot lore. He's kind of a celebrity up here. So sorry if we overdid it with all the Bigfoot stuff.
Just assume that Bigfoot's a guy.
Yeah, I did. I've seen Harry and the Hendersons. Come on.
Could be where all the bearded ladies went. I mean,
Maybe.
Yeah. Ray says, sorry, buffered out if you answered my question.
Maybe. I don't know.
The Creality. The creations.
No, so we haven't gotten any samples from them. So.
Yeah.
But whatever.
The mountain monkey is real.
Mountain monkey, yeah.
Kyle.
That would be Kyle to say something so often.
You know,
like
funny story. I heard, if you're big on Bigfoot lore or anything like that, I heard that the whole point where Bigfoot became a big deal in the Pacific Northwest, they were gotta stop that. They were filming Star Wars here in Washington, because we have a absolutely crazy forest up here. It's an actual rainforest here in Pacific Northwest, but yet it's that, so
it's close.
yeah, we got the weather for it, and
So So they filmed.
They didn't tell anybody about it. So you had people like accidentally walking into the filming scene where you had Chewbacca, and that's
like Ewoks and
kind of where Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like you got this big, giant, huge, tall, hairy-looking beast just lumbering through the forest.
I
And
mean,
just
if you
like,
see
what in
Chewbacca
the world?
in the forest out here, you think Bigfoot, not Chewbacca, for sure. Of course, the whole like the ammo belt and like the rail guns. Like, when did Bigfoot get a gun? I don't know.
In reality, I mean, that was running a risk out here because it's hunting country back in the day, I'm sure.
I mean, there's you got the folks that live out there, the locals out there. They don't care. So
Kyle says, I live probably 15 minutes from the North American Bigfoot Center.
oh, well, that's fair.
I heard there's a good one in Boring, Oregon. I heard there's a pretty decent Bigfoot thing out there. I mean, it helps that it's also Boring, Oregon, but
Yeah. Sounds fun.
yeah. Sorry. Anyway, off topic. My bad. That's what you keep me here for.
Yep. Let's talk about Bigfoot and Chewbacca.
Some random, don't know why it's in my head factoid that
And talk
nobody
about
cares
really
about.
boring places.
Oh, Kyle lives in Boring. That's awesome. Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Perfect.
You guessed it. I knew we lived somewhere around Portland. I didn't think it was in Boring. I don't even know where Boring is. It's just a suburb of Portland, probably.
It says, no way, the Bigfoot stuff was awesome. No
Good.
apologies needed.
Good.
One of these days when we drive down to see Grandma, we'll have to go through Boring, Oregon.
Yeah.
I've never been. I grew up in Oregon, spent 18 years there, never been to Boring.
We'll have to go we'll go like the scenic route. We'll go like to Yakima and go down, what is that, 97?
Ed says Bigfoot's basically Chewbacca anyways.
Yeah, for sure. But I think on that note, it is time for us to get going, time for us to let Ed go to get ready for his stream. We have to get
We'll
some
be there.
dinner and this little lady. Huh?
We'll be there.
We will be there.
Hopefully you all will be too.
Yes,
Ed the
everyone.
Old Tech Guy.
Everyone that's here.
Flood his stream.
We need to go to Ed the Old Tech Guy stream, and I think it's in an hour. Correct us, Ed, if it's in an hour. So everyone here, Ed the Old Tech Guy on YouTube, go to his stream.
1 hour from now.
1 hour from now.
Be there. Or be
there.
square.
Or be a triangle.
Oh, man. Triangle. Up in the ante.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make it a thing. We're gonna flood Ed the Old Tech Guy with 3D printing stuff.
We'll be the pre-party.
Yeah, pre-party.
Ed the Old Tech Guy is definitely the party.
Did we just switch the streams to Tuesdays?
And then we
Is that
just
what
need to
do?
figure out who the after party is going to be.
After party. I don't know.
Ed,
Cajun
what's your
corn.
thoughts? Who's the after party?
Yeah.
Rich says it's been awesome, folks.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sticking by for the last 2 hours. I know 2 hours is a long time to spend on a Tuesday afternoon, evening, morning.
And
wherever
thank
you're
you
at
for
in the world.
switching over to being Rich, because Dread Parrot Games, while I wrote it down, is on the back of my card, and I would have forgotten every time. Mm-hmm. Kyle says, glad I could come on and help derail the last bit of the stream.
Anytime, Kyle. Anytime. You can derail us anytime you want. It's a Kyle thing to do.
Is that?
It is.
I mean, he lives in a place called Boring, so
Yes.
he's got to have something going on, right?
I mean, there's nothing else to do around there. Oh, man, we're going to beat that dead horse to death.
Kyle, I grew up in Klamath Falls, so when he's saying that, that gives you a point of reference for he's oops, my bad. No.
What'd you
I'm
do?
back. Pushed the wrong button.
Oh.
Gives you a reference for his capacity for boring little towns.
Hey, I lived in a boring little town for a while. Ohio's boring.
I was going to say you are a boring little town, but
It's, it's not nice.
Kyle says just play with the kittens. Ah, Cape Falls, huh? The only place named after falls, and when people come into town, we have to explain, no, there's no waterfalls here. You came to see waterfalls, and there's none.
There's Klamath, California, which I think has a waterfall.
It says 8 p.m. Central, if you can make it.
8 p.m.
Make
Central.
It's worth it.
So yeah,
Ed's
6 p.m.
awesome.
Pacific.
Be there.
Yep. We will be there, Ed, and we command the viewers in 1 hour. Ed, the Old Tech Guy, on YouTube. Join his stream. Check it out. You won't be disappointed.
THRL says same here, 2 a.m. Oh, Sam says it's 2 a.m. there.
Oof.
Where are you from, Sam?
2
Where are you from that
a.m.
it's 2 a.m.?
Eastern Europe somewhere.
Because I know Portugal said, or no, who was it that said it was just past midnight there?
Well, that was 2 hours ago. So
Was it?
Well, yeah, it's 5 now. We start at 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Math.
That's fair. Yes, Matt. That's right.
And math.
And Matt.
Slovenia,
And I think Matt was the one who said that.
Matthew
Matthew
and-
was the one who said that it was 2 a.m. there.
2 a.m. Yeah, 2
Or
hours
past,
ago.
just past midnight.
Yeah. So
Ed says, that's a hard one for after party. Maybe Power Stroke Jude.
I was thinking that Power Stroke Jude. Yeah, he goes on kind of late sometimes. So
Yeah.
fun guy, good content for you gearheads out there. Power Stroke Jude for sure. So. But yeah, I think we're going to have to cut it off here. It's been 2 hours. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. And we got the Pi in, no extra cords to plug in and hang out, which is always nice. If you want to do your standalone install. And the big Tree Tech Pi is like $35.
Oh
and
my goodness.
great.
It's 4 a.m. in Moscow.
Holy
Thank you
cow.
for joining us.
He's in Moscow?
Yaroslav?
Wow.
I'm
Holy
not
cow.
pronouncing that right. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I'm not doing that right, but 4 a.m. in Moscow. Thank you for coming in. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Thank you for
No,
coming in and saying
That is
hey.
amazing, man. Holy cow. You are either early late night person or a super early bird person. So, but we really appreciate it. Holy cow. I have noticed I've been getting more and more traffic from Ukraine and Russia recently, and I'm like wondering if it's people or bots or whatever. But apparently it's people.
Baron
So,
says, I'm back.
Hey,
Was
Baron.
looking for a non-existent mesh because you haven't run the mesh yet.
nope, no mesh run yet.
Was it looking for a non-existent mesh?
So it wasn't defined correctly in the extra steps. I had deleted a bunch of stuff so people can start fresh for that thing, and I deleted one line extra. So I need to update that on the download. So people that have downloaded it, come back in like an hour and I'll have it updated. That's
Well-
the first thing I'm going to do when we're done is update that because I need to do that.
He won't, because in an hour we're going to be hanging out with Ed, the old tech guy.
That's fair. So
So
somewhere
tomorrow.
between now and at the old tech, I am updating it. It's one line of code I got to fix and then re-upload
Mesh update.
it. Yep. That's the syntax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Baron, terrible timing, because even though we're really bad at goodbyes, we definitely do have the Southern goodbye thing going on where we've said goodbye 20 times now.
Yeah.
We are so long, and thanks for all the fish, Baron. My
Yep.
turn. My turn, Baron.
That's my mic still on? Yeah, okay.
What?
I was wondering if my mic is still on, catching the snaps. So if you guys want to get cool microphones, get the DJI mics. These things have been awesome. I charge that case, every 3 or 4 months?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's nice. They're great wireless mics.
THRL says, I think these machines are very popular here.
Oh, okay. Is THRL the one from Moscow?
No, maybe. I don't know. Are you? Are you THRL?
Who's from Moscow?
Yaroslav?
Yaroslav. Okay. I don't know who THRL is from, where THRL is from.
I don't know. You've been hanging out with us often.
Oh,
so.
is that the gentleman from Ireland?
No.
I don't know.
I
Man,
don't
we're getting.
He says no.
Okay.
I don't know. That was probably from some other conversation.
I don't know. I know there's a gentleman that's on the Discord from Ireland. I don't remember if it was him or not. I get all these names and people confused. There's a lot of you, and it's amazing and we appreciate it. But I apologize for getting confused with names.
That's
of people.
my job. I'm the details person.
She is.
I write all the details down and then forget about them.
I'm the
That's my job.
accidentally chop my fingers off person.
You're not going to be terminating any terminals after you chop all your fingers off with your terminator
Right.
terminal.
Okay. All right, everyone. We're gonna have to terminate this stream.
This is why we don't do the continuation of the show, because it starts to get weird.
If you think it started off the rails, man, we're off the boat now. Okay, everyone. I think on that bombshell, we do have to get going. It's probably got to get ready for his stream. We really appreciate all of you hanging out for so long. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully, what we've done today has been helpful. If you have any questions, hit me up on the Discord. I'll do the best I can to answer you. Plus, a bunch of other people in the community are great about answering questions. The community as a whole is so much more knowledge than just one person, and I love that about the 3D printing community, and we need to keep it that way. So join the Discord, come hang out, chat. I'm around late nights, and I'll try to respond as quickly as I can.
No, Moscow's here late night.
Jeez. Wow. Oh man. So, but with that, happy 3D printing, and I guess we'll see y'all later.
We'll see you next week,
Yeah.
and
We'll see you in 49 minutes.
Yep,
on
49
Ed the Old
minutes
Tech Guy.
at Ed the Old Tech Guy's live stream.
Yeah. So, and if you do join, just mention where you came from. From EP3D. Ed's gonna know, but the other folks on his stream won't know. So, oh, who's all these awesome people joining the stream?
Oh, I just
EP3D.
have to look at you in a certain way. You just start losing it, coming completely undone.
Oh, my head's just gonna come
That
unscrewed.
makes me happy.
I know, right? Like, no, she's giving me this look, just like, come on. Yep, but yep. Happy 3D printing, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all later. Peace.